Na-na-na-na-na-na. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our day 24 of our Veda Challenge here. Video every day in April.
Yay.
Yes, I am Selena Kalmaki of How Only Socially Inspired, and I'm here with my business bestie for life, Anna Larson of Nomad About. We are excited about today's conversation, our 10 minutes.
We are.
Yeah, right, Anna?
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about keywords.
Yes.
Keywords, where to find them, how to use them, what to do with them.
Better, right?
Yes. And in particular, we were kind of like leaning towards when you do a live stream and you want it to be found, let's say you're housing it on YouTube or something along those lines. How do you get people to find it, right? Because there's millions and millions of videos all about the same exact thing. So how do you make yours the one that people watch and or find?
Yeah.
So that's kind of our topic for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know some of you may be like, I didn't realize it mattered. I thought just the video itself mattered. But here's the thing. You want all the hard work of putting the video together to get its full potential of reach. And Anna and I have some really great just resources that we use that we'd love to share with you guys. So
Yes, we do. So the first thing that we want to talk about really quick is search engine optimization. And this is a word people use a lot and they try and make it super, super complicated, but there's some very simple parts about SEO that everyone can understand. Mm-hmm. And that is that SEO is what people are typing into their Google search engine. Yeah. It is a keyword that's a single keyword. It's a phrase. It's a question. It's a comment. It's a part of a quote because that's what they're trying to find. Yeah. And so search engine optimization has to do with you putting in your content the kinds of things that people are asking on those search engines. And that's really what it's all about. And not everyone's brain works the same way, right? Like I like to use the word shenanigan and Selena might want to use the word party or, whatever it might be. But the point is that you have to know what your ideal client is asking in order to be able to have them come and find your content using these keywords and then knowing how to place them in your content and on the different platforms to optimize them, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of people don't realize, we've all been there. Maybe you don't realize you did it. You've gone in and be like, best barber in town. And you get like somebody named Town that lives in Chicago, but you're in Texas. So you're like, okay, let me retype that, best barber in, Austin, Texas. You know what I mean? And it's knowing that you have to use the right words. So we have a lot of great friends in our connection circle, Anna and I, that are great SEO experts. Anna herself is becoming one because she is getting certified. And so she is going to be like someone to reckon with. So she's a perfect person to talk to about SEO. So one of the things that we did bring, and we're going to bring it up, is we've talked about this many times, but you're like, how do I start? Where do I go? How do I find out what the right keyword is? So we like to use what's called answerthepublic.com. There is a free option, which you get I think 2 free searches a day. So use them wisely. But today we typed in how to live stream because that's what we're doing, right? And so what it does is it gathers around what people are asking about this particular subject and how we put it in. And so what we loved about it is it popped up 62 questions people are asking based on that kind of question. And so it's, this is good stuff. Not is it only content building, but it is also letting you know oh, nobody does ask about that, or they do ask about that. Yeah.
And so you might find some weird search strings in here, but but there's also a reason for that, right? It doesn't just show up if one person types this into their search engine. It shows up because lots of people are typing this one search stream into their search engine. Yeah. So what is it about that search stream that you can relate back to whatever the content is that you're creating?
Yep, exactly. Okay, let's head on over to, so anyway, guys, yes, answer the public.
Yes.
Kind of figure out, there's other things that you can do too, but just this is a great way for you to kind of start your SEO search on your topic and see what people are talking about it.
Yeah. Another option is just type it into Google and see what drops
Yeah.
down after you type in a couple of keywords.
Oh,
See what else drops down into Google when you do that.
let's do that, Anna.
Selena's doing that right now. So she's going to type in, I don't know.
Live stream on, look. So first of all, this is telling you guys what is being asked quite frequently, so frequently that Google is going to assume this is what it is. So clearly people want to know, how do you live stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Xbox One? How do you live stream a wedding? It just tells you, I mean, just looking at this, you can kind of see what's happening, what people are thinking, and maybe how to kind of like base your content on that. But at least, if you're looking for, the right topic, right, Anna? Make your topic, how to live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, and keep this up for just a second, because our second thing talks about long form phrases. And what Selena just typed into Google is what's called a long form phrase. And you're seeing more and more and more of this. It used to be that we focused on just keywords. So live stream or YouTube or haircut or whatever it is, the one single word that's the primary word in your search stream. But now long form phrases are becoming incredibly popular because people are using their cell phones and they're using talk to text in order to do search engine work. And so what Selena typed into Google just now was a long form phrase, how to live stream. Yeah. And so if you can include that phrase in your content, you're going to start to rank higher and higher and higher in the analytics game that happens when people are searching. When the spiders come and crawl your site and they're going to say, ooh, look at this phrase that they're using in their content. This is highly searched for. And so that's what a long form phrase is. And we were also going to show you Pinterest is another great way to search for long form phrases. You want to lead them through that, Selena?
Yeah. So, okay, if you're going into Pinterest, which I love to use, this is a great way to see kind of like about the topic that you want, right? Very similar to Google. It's the number one thing, obviously, in Pinterest is wedding. And I think a lot of brides use Pinterest for inspiration for their weddings, right? Or just anybody that's getting married. But same thing, how to live stream with church, how to live stream an event. So if you are looking specifically maybe to really hone in on Pinterest, look and see if Pinterest is following along the same things as Google, because sometimes it's not. And again, hi, Jen.
Yeah, hi, Jen.
Jennifer, it is a great site. Answer the Public, 2 free searches, but also you can use your Pinterest. It's another great way to do it.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, yeah, this is kind of, those are our two things for
finding the right kinds of words that you want to use to describe the content that you're providing. So if you're talking about live streaming and you know that one of the hot topics is how to live stream a wedding, and you include a little snippet in that in your video, because you don't want to bait and switch. You don't want to say that information's in your video and then not have it in there.
Yeah.
If you include information about that in your video, and then you include it in your content, in your content description, it's going to be a great way for you to be searched and found when people are looking for that type of content.
Yeah.
So our very last little thought for the day, because we're at our 10 minutes, is this. And unfortunately, this is something that none of us really love, but algorithms are part of the game. You have to play the game. So I gave the example earlier that I like to use the word shenanigans, whereas Selena might want to use the word party. So if more people are searching for, how to have a fun party as opposed to how to put on some great shenanigans, guess what? I'm going to lose the algorithm's game if my content is using keywords that very few people are actually searching for. However, if my ideal client uses the word shenanigans, and that's their word because it's part of whatever community, it's a big part of whatever community I'm reaching out to, that's when it starts to work correctly for you. And you can really narrow down who it is that you're trying to reach out to. That's just one little example. There's a ton of words like that. Tomato, tomato, right? Potato, potato. What's that song?
Yeah.
Let's call the whole thing off.
No, I think this is great. I think we went into a lot of, again, it's just really easy, basic tips on just things to think about when if you are live streaming, make those count. The last thing I will share, it's just a tool that me and Anna use for YouTube. I'm just going to bring it up real fast. When we do YouTube channels, we actually use this thing called TubeBuddy. I don't know if you can see, but I love it. There is a free tool, but it helps you optimize your YouTube descriptions and your titles, and it lets you know what tags to use based on what the description you wrote. It just helps you. It helps you hone in on stuff, and it helps your stuff get found, for YouTube. So this is a little tool that I like. There are others. I just know I've been using this one for the last year, so I'm comfortable with it. But sometimes you just need a little bit of help, but
Exactly.
I love it. Like I said, it's a tool, and they have a free option, which is really great when you are wanting to.
Yeah. Yes. So John asked a question. He says, algorithms associated with keywords, hashtags, alt tags, and all that is very confusing. It is confusing. And the reason why it's confusing is because every search engine keeps it a great big secret. They're not going to tell anyone exactly what their algorithm is doing. And the reason for that is, well, I don't know what their reason is for that, other than
they have an opinion
to be an expert at it. They want us to kind of guess. Yeah. But there are some very basic things that we talked about now are how you're going to go ahead and make it less confusing for yourself by looking on those search engines like Pinterest or Google or Answer the Public and seeing what people are asking and what direction those kinds of questions are going. You're going to have a better handle on it than someone that's just flying blind and not doing any research at all. That's really what it comes down to, is researching. How is it that people are asking these questions, and how is it they're saying what they're saying in a search engine so that they can find my content?
Yep. I know it's yucky sometimes to get your stuff out there, but it's worth it if you put in a little bit of effort, because you just never know, right? You never know if you use that right keyword that sometimes you make content go viral, which gets you notice, which is what you're hoping for with your content if you take that effort to create it. So
exactly. Yeah. So that's our 10-minute tip for the day. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Saturday. At least it's beautiful here where we are. It's gorgeous spring day. So we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yes, we will be back tomorrow with another video every day in April tip. And we're going to be talking specifically about Pinterest. So we hope you can join us.
Well, who knew? All right, guys. Catch you tomorrow. Happy Saturday.
Yep. Bye-bye.